I can prove with science and mathematics that I'm a member of the 144,000, which I'm pretty sure is something that the governing body cannot do. Jehovah's Witnesses think that they're special because they're the only Christian denomination that uses God's name. So their theory is that when the end comes, they and everybody who listens to them will be the only ones who will be saved and everybody else will be destroyed. They arrogantly believe that their religion is the only true religion, so they call themselves the truth. During 2020, a lot of witnesses, myself included, we realized it's not the truth and we left. We started the process of leaving. But the difference is with my journey, during that process, I became a mystic. Now, my story is especially for suicidal people. Some of you might know that a lot of witnesses actually end up killing themselves. I was also suicidal, but it was not until I promised God that I would live that He started reminding me of His plan for my life. When I started waking up, I realized that God was always with me, but I was blind to it because of how suicidal I was. Plus, the cult made me feel like I was unworthy of God's love. When I finally realized that the religion brainwashes people, I still wanted to know the truth about God. I still wanted to be close to God and learn the truth about Jehovah. My search for God led me to get the divine name tattooed on my right hand. But I did not know that the tetragrammaton is actually a mathematical equation for the essence of the universe. Fortunately for me, though, I am good at math. Long story short, the tattoo caused me to start getting past life memories back, and I can prove with science and mathematics that I'm a member of the 144,000, which I'm pretty sure is something that the governing body cannot do. Also, if I can prove that I'm reincarnated with science, right, it would mean that technically the witnesses were not wrong about the dead coming back to life. They manifested this. The only difference is that their beliefs violate the laws of physics. The theory of reincarnation, it does not violate any laws of physics. I still believe that a new or better world is possible, a new earth is possible, but my beliefs are rooted in reality. Practical steps that we take can help us to get there. However, we know that the witnesses' beliefs are delusional. When you say that you're chosen and the witnesses don't agree because you're not up to their standards, they will say that you're mentally ill. Now, my entire channel and my Instagram page are dedicated to healing, mental health awareness, advocacy, and education. So I know my way around mental health and mental illness. Even though I know that the tetragrammaton is used in magic, and I knew that before I got it tattooed, there was no way that I was going to come on here and say, oh, I got a tattoo and that was the trigger to me going mad, because I respect science too much. I respect logic and medicine too much for me to make such a bold claim without having any scientific proof whatsoever. So that's the reason why I was going through this whole twin flame phase, because I was in the process of applying science to new age spirituality to find the truth. In Jamaica, magic, obia, those are regular things. And people can go mad from it. We call it spiritual warfare. It really is a psychological thing. But when I went psychotic, I knew that it was 50% because of religious trauma, being grown in a cult by cult members, and the other 50% was because of the music that I was listening to. But that cultural and religious trauma actually provided the perfect initiation for my path into shamanism, which is the reason why I'm able to connect with spirits. Witnesses think that Armageddon is going to be an apocalyptic event in which fire and brimstone destroys wicked people, but several sources indicate that it refers to the final battle between the forces of good and evil. An Oxford reference states that this will occur just before Judgment Day. Armageddon is a spiritual war. If you read your Old Testament, you'll see that Jehovah is jealous, vengeful, and kind of narcissistic. So if he wants to prove that he's the Most High and he's in charge of Judgment Day in this modern day society, is he going to use a group of people whose beliefs are illogical and have no basis in science? or a woman who has been documenting her enlightenment journey while closely following the scientific method. Jehovah cannot be all good and all loving. Like, he literally admitted it himself that he created evil. But the witnesses think that he's all loving. So, would an all loving God destroy people with fire and brimstone, but not listening to his chosen organization, chosen people? Or would he send a spirit medium down here to tell everyone that, hey, we need to treat ourselves, each other, the planet, animals better, because that's the actual criteria by which we will be judged? Which one would a loving God choose? In the Old Testament, Jehovah did say that people like me should have been put to death, like witches, spirit mediums, whatever. But that was before Jesus came here. I'm a Jesus loving witch. Jesus really did save me from the spiritual warfare. I really do love Jesus. So why would God not use me if I accept his son? In the book Outwitting the Devil, Napoleon Hill said, if the world should ever produce an accurate thinker with the ability to fathom the deeply buried secrets of life and death, then science would be responsible for that catastrophe. The witnesses tell you that there is no hell, and they say that when you die, nothing happens, you're conscious of nothing at all. Only if you are one of the 144,000 can you go to heaven. Like, they preach that the soul is not immortal. That is not true. I know you probably see the governing body getting away with a lot of things, including covering up child sexual assault allegations. They're not going to get away with all of that. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, they're not going to get away with it, and I hope that you rest well knowing that. The new earth or the new world that witnesses want, they will never get it unless they move away from the governing body, because those are false prophets. Those are frauds. They are capitalizing off of your pain, and they're selling you a false hope. It's not 100% false hope, because a new earth is possible, but they are not the path to it. So literally, this is me saying, get out of Babylon.